Hey, I hope you've had a pleasant day. I just was inspired to make this video. I watched a video from a YouTuber last night, and this YouTuber goes by the name of Rock and Roll Never Dies. So this will be my top 5 reasons, maybe not top 5, just here are 5 reasons why CDs are my favorite thing to collect. So I'll start here. So number one is I've done it my whole life, and that's kind of that's a big part of sort of the way I operate. There are many things, many of my favorite things are just things that left an imprint early on and everything, right? But I've been just doing this so long, like from the first CD that I bought with my own money and everything. That really stuck out. There aren't other things that stick out that the first thing that I bought with my own money and everything. It's just this. I can't think of anything else other than music being excited for and everything. Also, I love to collect video games and books and VHS, different movies, all formats of movie and everything. Different things, music obviously. That's just like, but music really is the big one and everything. So I've done this. There were breaks and everything where I didn't, stock up on CDs and everything. But this is just a big part of, music. It's just, music is a really big part of my life and everything, and it's therapeutic for me, and it really just, different styles do different things for me. I love all sorts of genres. It's just, there's so much to enjoy, and it's just a great art form in my opinion. It just, something about melody and rhythm and everything, it can really make your days better and everything. But yeah, so there's that, also, yeah, there's just those memories of like going to either like a bookstore and like you put on the headphones and you can hear a clip from a song or whatever. When we finally, you get on the internet after a while. I was born 1990, and we get on the internet and you can hear a song clip from certain websites. I forget what that website that I would frequent was called, but different things. Also, from being born 1990, CDs, is that one of mine? Let me see here. No, I guess I can include that in this. CDs are what was biggest for me. That's what I grew up with. There were also VHS, but my family, we had some vinyl, but I'm not nostalgic for it in the same way I would, plus think about it, going on car rides with a Walkman and everything, or, it doesn't have to be a Walkman, but you know what I mean, just a portable CD player and everything. It's awesome, And then obviously, MP3 is great and everything, and I do recognize that we'll get into more later about different formats and different files and everything that you can download with different websites. But yeah, anyway, that's my first reason. Is just because it's nostalgic for me. It's what I've done my whole life. This is my main interest. Okay, so reason number 2 is a very simple one to include and everything. I enjoy looking at the collection. This bedroom that I have here, I don't live lavishly and everything. I don't really enjoy having super expensive things and everything, but I will spend lots of money. I try to save money, and I'm very frugal in ways, but I'll get a quantity of good music. I just want to have all my favorites and everything, but I love just looking. Maybe I'll include a photo or something at the end. I love adding to it, and I love looking at it, and I could just, skim through it and be like, yeah, all this, I love this stuff. This is, just to be surrounded by art that really has moved you in some way throughout the years and everything. It's just, I love to just look at that collection. So that's reason number 2. Okay, my third reason is it's the best, well, in my, different things. I just enjoy, it's my favorite quality for price ratio. You get, I realize, and this is what I wanted to say, where I was going from earlier, is I realize you can now, on Bandcamp, different places, you can get FLAC, FLAC files, you can get the Apple lossless and different things. Most people are probably just going to do the quality MP3 and everything just to save space and everything, but I realized you can get good quality, and a lot of time maybe you can't hear a difference and stuff, but still just something in my brain, it's like I want to be able to hear it in a good way and everything. And CDs is just kind of that middle ground where it's like, not only and let's add to that, not only do you get, compared to vinyl, spending like 25, 35, sometimes more, depends if you get like a collection or something. But I would have vinyl, but it's just, I do have a few. I have a few of my very favorites. I'll probably get a record player at some point. I've been thinking about it. I really want to get a nice one and a nice set of speakers with it and everything. It doesn't have to always be headphones and CD players and stuff. I love vinyl. I prefer the larger, appearance and everything, that format. And I love, looking through it, just seeing the big art on it. And also, I mean, the variants, some of the, like limited to 300, 500,000, whatever, some of the cool marbling and cool colors you can do. Very sensory, it's pleasurable to look at and everything. I realize that. But CDs, I can get them so much cheaper, especially, well, you can get, you can get used vinyl, but that's also the problem. Sometimes I've heard that sometimes they can be damaged by the needle and stuff. You don't get that with CDs. You can get scratches. Temperature can mess up both if you keep them in a really hot car for too long and everything. But mine just kept in my room, like with room temperature and everything throughout the year. It's fine. And it's just like, they're not going to get any scratches. I'm not going to treat them poorly or anything. I can get more CDs than I can vinyl. That's just pretty much the main thing. And again, like linking back to the early stuff, I'm nostalgic for CDs. We didn't have a giant vinyl collection when I was a kid. And it's how I am with VHS and different things. I like the things that really bring me back to, like, the good times within the bad times or whatever. Things that stick out in great ways. Certain bands even I've just always liked and everything. Anyway, so there is that reason. Okay, reason number 4, I was wrong. So this I hate this sort of thing. I have a little mistake in this. I didn't realize it. I spoke of this earlier, but the browsing and discovery experience of just going to a place and seeing stuff, I don't do it all that often. I'm very introverted and very sort of a homebody and stuff. I do work and that's another thing. Music, I don't do it with CDs. We don't have a CD player. It's a modern car, so I'm using Spotify. But one big reason to buy CDs and buy merch from bands, Spotify and stuff like that, it's not enough. You really need to show your love and appreciation and buy some merch and everything. When you're able to. I understand if you're struggling financially, you don't have the funds, that's a different thing. But yeah, I enjoy going to Goodwill every once in a while. Sometimes I'll get, oh man, I don't have this one and I haven't thought about it in a while, like something from the 90s, something, or earlier. If I don't only like stuff that came out when I was a kid too. I like stuff I like classical music, so it's like all sorts of stuff, right? But there is that. I spoke of this earlier, but that just include that one more time because of this reason. I made a mistake, but I do like going places and just seeing like what there is and everything, right? So there is that reason. Okay, last reason number 5. It's the last, but certainly not the least. This is, buying physical, and this includes vinyl and everything, merch and everything. When you buy physical, it's better supporting the artist, especially from their main websites or their labels' websites and stuff. Now you can get on, iTunes and different things. That does support them and everything. Bandcamp supports them and everything. There's a little chunk taken out, but still. Well, there's a chunk taken out from the record labels too. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, just basically when you don't pirate stuff, when you're not just, picking it up for free. And I have pirated certain things. The way I see it, support your artists, especially the lesser known artists, and everything. People that are struggling, like, show your love for music that has changed your life and everything. But certain things, like, I like vintage video games, certain things, and it's like, NES, Super Nintendo, different things, they've made their money, they had their sales when they came out and everything, and over the years, and it doesn't really count anymore. Now, I know they release for the Switch and different things, and they'll be like, here it is again, here it is, like, you can get it on this cloud or whatever, different things. I get that, but still, I don't feel too bad, like, it's just, how is it different from buying secondhand, buying, like I buy Super Nintendo games, I'm trying to get more Super Nintendo games and everything, PlayStation, whatever, but yeah, like, that doesn't help Nintendo. It's already, like, the sale's already been made. Now I'm just buying this old cartridge that isn't gonna help the company. So it's like, it's all valid, right? I don't see it as any sort of thievery or anything, right? But it's also great if you want to help that company too, and everything. You can buy it on Switch. You can do that. And I understand, playing on a new TV. I've got my tube TV here. That's the way I like to play old games. But you could play on a Switch, play on a new TV, and it all works and everything without, because it doesn't have the issue where you plug an old console into a new TV and there's that, the stutter, the lag, and everything. Not the lag, but the sort of, I don't know the word. I can't think of the word. But yeah, that sort of thing. So those are the 5 reasons anyway. I kind of got off topic there. But yeah, just don't, when you have the funds, please, like, support these artists and everything. Just think about how much art enriches your life and gives you something to look forward to. Like, just think about that feeling when an album first comes out and you get to listen to it and everything. Certain things, I mean, it's important. Art is like, it's very much, it can be very therapeutic and everything. These rhythms, these melodies, these lyrics, poetry and everything. I like a lot of instrumental, but I also like some, I can't do it, but I like some great, different things, whether it's rhyme scheme or free verse or whatever, different things. I like the combination. I like listening to, like, older Opeth and stuff where it's like there's free verse. It's kind of just like it just flows, like, without having, like, just a rhyme to it. Sort of like there's some BT Bam like that too and everything. Just stuff. I like when they choose to do that, because usually you hear rhymes, right? That's usually how you hear it. Speaking of Opeth, I wanted to mention that at one point. I have their filmography and discography. I have everything they've made, and I have a t-shirt, and I have one thing on vinyl, Morning Rise. I love early Opeth. I love modern Opeth. That's one band. It bothered a lot of people, but they had that change and everything, that drastic change. It was always, they always had some free-flowing, sort of changing, morphing, progressive stuff. They'll change it up and have really long songs here and there. Their longest song is on Morning Rise. But think about, if you want to get a discography from a band that's been around for a while, since like the late 80s, early 90s, or even longer, it's going to cost you a lot less on CD. Even if you get it brand new, like from record labels and stuff, it's going to cost a lot less than vinyl. I can't imagine buying all that stuff on vinyl, just like, especially if I want, and knowing me, I would want to get all sorts of, like, oh, what's the best color for this one, right? And I would use Discogs, and it would cost so much money. I might do that sometime, because certain bands I do want to have discographies from, right? But just back to that reason why it's just, let's kind of like wrap it up. Let's say, CDs, it's physical. I love physical media, for one. I love collecting video games, movies, and everything. CDs are physical media. It's what I'm nostalgic for. It's a decent price. You can find them for, like, sort of just that middle ground price and everything. I love that. Just all these things, it just makes perfect sense to me, and I'm probably always going to do it. I understand that digital is making things very convenient and everything, but just, I love physical media. Oh, let's include that. Sorry, one little end piece here. Sometimes you can look at the album artwork on digital. You have your phone or your iPod or whatever. If they still do they even make those, or is it just iPhones? I don't know. MP3 player or whatever. You can look at the cover, but you cannot look at all the artwork with it without just going on Google and searching, oh, what is all the artwork? And sometimes the band will be really into it. Like, here is artwork for each individual song, and, like, look at this when you look at it, or read the lyrics and look at the imagery and everything, and just imagine, like, the story. So I do like having that physical media, and I do like having the artwork with it, and just to be able to look through it, it takes me back, and it's always going to be something I enjoy. So there's that. Anyway, that's my video. Let me know your thoughts if you'd like. Do you share the thoughts and sentiment and everything? Let me know if you want. This is just, it's my favorite thing to collect, and I have a lot of things that I like to collect again. But CDs will always be my number one. Anyway, love. I hope you have pleasant times.